What is up? Gear Squad Shane Gear here, bringing another video, and today I want to talk to you guys about a brand new game called Don't Even Think. I played this game with my friend God Mirish. If you guys don't know God_Mirish, he's better known as Chris the Glitcher in the Blacklight community, but he now goes by God Mirish. We've been playing a lot recently. We used to play back in the day, Blacklight, and now he's actually in my clan for the Obsidian Gears, which is my Destiny 2 clan. And so we decided to pick this game up. Once again, it's called Don't Even Think. And I apologize if I can't keep a straight face while talking about this game because, guys, it's a mess. It is jank. On a scale from terrible to incredible, godly, it's bad. It is not good. It's so funny. Me and Mirish actually played with Mexican Synth. We were playing Fortnite, and that was actually the reason why I wanted to try this game. I was like, oh, there's this new Battle Royale game. We should try it. And so that started this whole thing. And as I mentioned, this game is a Battle Royale game. Now, I want to explain this game in a couple different ways because there are 3 different segments when you take a look at this game. And all throughout it, we'll talk about what I liked about it and why I definitely don't think you should be getting this game. So spoilers, I apologize, but here we go. The first part I want to talk about is that this game is a Battle Royale game. So like some Battle Royale games, you do have character customization. You can pick your gender and you can go ahead and pick basically your race. And then when you do that, there are clothes that you can buy. There are like 3 different companies that you can buy clothes from that kind of match, which is kind of interesting. There is a currency that you can buy these clothes with. You can get this currency, gold, through just playing the game. So, if you get kills, if you survive, you get more and more currency, or you can just buy it straight up. This is a free-to-play game, so if you want to buy the currency, you can, or you can just play the game and you can get, cosmetics. That's the only thing you can get at this point in time in the game is just cosmetics through this currency. So you can go ahead, build your character, and then it's time to play. So when you're actually playing this game, you're going to go ahead and start in a plane with about 30 other people. Now, I don't know why it's 30 people. Obviously, usually we're seeing 60 to 100 to even more people in a game when it comes to Battle Royale or these other very large games. But this game only has 30. It didn't actually ruin anything for me. I didn't really mind. But either way, you're in a plane, you're flying over this giant map. It's very PUBG-esque, and you can mark down where you want to go. And you'll just go ahead and drop, and you'll drop into a specific location. Now, the whole point, obviously, in the beginning of Battle Royale is to equip yourself with good loot, right? So there is loot. They're found in these houses as well as little campsites. And so you want to go in, and you'll find these little briefcases. It's really awkward. There are all these very large houses, and the only thing in them is usually 2 briefcases. One on the ground in some random corner of the room, and then one up top, in just like some random loft. It's very weird. It feels very bland and boring, and there's no atmosphere. But hey, there's loot, right? So you go in, you open up the chest. There are squads in this game, 3-man squads. And actually, before we even talk about the loot, I got to tell you guys something. So yes, it's a 3-man squad game, just like Apex Legends, but you actually can't play with your friends, or not easily. When you jump into this game, there are 2 plus buttons next to your character, but for some reason, there's no way to actually allow you to pick people you want to play with. There's no invite function. There's no join function. You just have to jump into a lobby with random people. It's very bizarre for a squad-based game. Now, I do want to stop and say that this is a first impressions video. It's not a review video, even though it kind of is. But the reason I want to say it's first impressions is because this video is time sensitive. I actually follow the developers on Twitter, and they did mention that they are updating the game. There is a patch coming out for the game. They already patched in some things for performance. They've patched some things for something else in the game. I can't talk about it just yet. And they've also patched, or they plan on patching the ability to actually play with your friends, invite your friends, join on your friends, and play the game. So I did have to say that it is a squad-based game, but you can't play with your friends at this point in time. It's super weird. So anyway, you jump in, you grab your loot, right? There's 3 different types of loot. There are weapons. There is a rarity system. I believe it's like green to gold, just like Fortnite, I believe. There's also armor from level 1, level 3. I do believe there's a color-coded system there as well, and there's body and chest armor. Body and helmet armor. And then there's also food and like a health kit, I think, like a first aid kit. And all of that stuff is used to basically heal yourself. Food for quick healing, and then obviously there's the med kit, and you can use that for large healing. So you pick up all that stuff, you pick up your guns. In terms of the gunplay, guys, the game is honestly just too jank in terms of frame rate. It's definitely not 60, it's definitely not 30. I think it fluctuates between, like, honestly 10 and 30 all of the time. Like, I think maybe once or twice I've hit 30, but most of the time it's like 25, 20 frames, and it's just like dropping and going all over the place. Once you get into the game and more people die and it's just kind of the game's not that bad. But I was actually getting a headache in the beginning from playing this game, and then finally I kind of got used to the jankiness of it, and it was okay. So the gunplay doesn't feel very good. It feels very bland. It feels very weak. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not great. It kind of reminds me of like Realm Royale, but even Realm Royale has better punch than this. It's not even as good as H1Z1, and overall the game does feel very H1Z1-esque. There is a third person and a first person, and I do like that. So when you scope down, you can scope down third person, and then you can press, I think, R3, and it'll switch into first person. I could be wrong with the R3, but I did like that. So, you know, when you get a kill, I mean, it's fine, I guess, but it doesn't feel super satisfying. So that's the battle royale portion of this, right? Like you get your loot, you drop in, you kill your enemies, you want to try and keep your squad up, and you don't want to be the last team standing just to be the last team standing. Actually, the purpose is to find the helicopter at the helipad after a full day-night cycle. So basically the way this game works is you drop in during the day, then the night comes in, and then if you survive the night, then you go ahead and you find the helipad, and hopefully no one's waiting there to kill you, and then you extract and you win the game. So that's the Battle Royale portion, but there are 2 other portions of this game that I want to talk about. The second one is survival. So obviously I mentioned this day and night cycle. Well, part of this day and night cycle is that when it gets to night, there are 2 sections of it. There's the first portion of the night where all of a sudden it starts to get a little cold. When it gets cold, if you're outside for too long, you don't take any damage yet, but basically there's a temperature bar and it goes down, but it goes down very slowly. Now the second portion of the night, it starts to go down pretty fast if you're outside and you're not near any warmth and you're not near any fire. And so the way that works is if it gets past this one point, then you start taking damage until you eventually die. And so the idea there is that you want to stay warm. And this is actually something I found very interesting in the game. Basically, what you're able to do is go to campsites, you're able to go to barrel fires, or you're able to go to houses and you're able to light up the fireplaces. And so you light up any of those areas and you get warm. As long as you're near it, you get warm and your gauge goes back up. But the issue here is that when you go ahead and you light one of those fires, everybody knows where you are. All of the humans in the game can look out, and the non-humans in the game, which we'll get to, they're gonna look out and they're gonna say, that house over there is on fire. It's not on fire, it's just lit up because, there's a fireplace, and I wanna go kill those people. And so and you can see them easily in the house, right? You see them in the house, like running around, and so you're like, I wanna go kill those people because they're in the house and I can now see it. So there is a really interesting, my friend Nick actually mentioned, this is what we call natural choke points, because you have to do it, right? You have to go through it, just like a choke point in a video game, like in a shooter or something like that. You have to go through it, like you have to stay warm, but there's this kind of natural reason to do it. Also, there's no circle in this game. There's no encroaching circle, like normal battle royale games, H1Z1, Fortnite, Apex Legends. There's no circle. It's just this kind of idea, a mentality of wanting to get to these helipads and staying warm. Now, the second thing about survival is the helipad. You have to figure out which helipad you're going to, and to figure that out, I believe you have to find these data pads throughout the night. 2 different times a data pad will come up and it'll say data pad node 1 is now available, and then it'll say data pad 2 or data node number 2 is available. And I believe that if you get both of those, it gives you more information, or it allows you to find out where the helicopter is most likely to be. I don't 100% know. I did it twice and I didn't really understand it and nothing was changing for me. And one of the weirdest things about this game is every time you jump in and you start the game, they teach you how to play every time. There's no separate tutorial. There's, it's not one time and then you're done. It shows you every time, but it doesn't teach you everything. It just teaches you that you need to find guns, kill things, and then extract. So again, very, very weird, very jank, but either way, that's the survival portion. So now you know. Battle Royale, survival, and here's the last part. Werewolves. Yes, there are werewolves in this game, and I'm not gonna lie, it's actually pretty cool. If you haven't seen a game evolve before, let me give you a little bit of context. It's an asymmetrical first-person shooter game. Basically, there is one team, which are 4 hunters, and then there is an actual monster, and the monster's job is to evolve. And then once it evolves by killing its prey, eating its prey, and it gets larger and larger from level 1, I think, to level 3, maybe to level 5, I can't remember. Once you get large enough, you can attack the hunters. And so your job is to kill the hunters, and the hunter's job is to kill the monster, right? And so there's this kind of tug of war of power here, right? As the monster, you want to kind of stay out, you want to level up as quickly as you can, and then maybe jump them a little bit and then leave. But for the most part, you want to level up as much as you can. But the hunters want to kill you before you get to do that. And there's the same kind of dichotomy here in Don't Even Think. There are werewolves that start off as like humanoid werewolves. So they have a lot of scruff and stuff like that, just like werewolves normally do, right? They're humans, but they look scruffy and they're really kind of big. And so you actually, when the game starts, you awaken from this like canister and you can find a melee weapon, an axe or a bat. And so you can defend yourself. But what you want to do is you want to find already dead bodies in the game on these different places in the map that literally say piles of bodies, and you can go over there and you can eat these bodies and you start to level up. Now, as a human, you can decide to either stay very clear away from these bodies, or you can decide that you want to get real close to these because you want to kill the werewolves before it becomes night. Because once it's night, then they transform into real werewolves, and when they turn into real werewolves, that's when it's going to be very difficult to kill them. Now, it is possible to kill them. There are only 3 werewolves on the map, and as I mentioned before, there's about 30 people in the game, and so if you are a squad of 3, a solid squad of 3, you can easily take down a werewolf if you have the right loot equipped. We've done this. Me and Mirish have definitely killed werewolves, but we also played as werewolves, and there are abilities that you get that allow you to move super, super fast. You can jump on your enemies and just rip them to shreds, and it does feel very balanced, though, I'm not gonna lie. If you have a good squad, which again, you can't actually play with them easily, but if for somehow you actually manage to do it, which, by the way that me and Mirish did it, is that we literally counted 1, 2, 3, X button, right, to start it, and then we just happen to get in the same lobby every time. So if you get to do that and you're not a werewolf, the werewolf queue times are very long, but the human queue times are very short. If you are able to do that, you can definitely team up, make sure you have the right weapons, and you can kill these werewolves. And so being a werewolf is actually really interesting. I did actually kind of enjoy it. It doesn't feel as jank to me, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great. But it didn't feel as jank as when I was a human. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the game, guys. For a werewolf, the whole point is kill everybody, make sure everybody's dead, and no one gets to the helipad. If you're a human, the idea is just to get to the helipad and escape. But of course, the more you kill, the more, if you actually kill werewolves, and they don't slaughter you before you get to the helipad, or you're at the helipad and you haven't extracted yet, then that's the point, you leave, right? So that's basically the game. Do I recommend it? Definitely not. Definitely not. The only reason I would recommend this game is if you're trophy farming. I believe, Mirish, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that there is a platinum in this game. So if you want a trophy farm, go for it. If that's all you, that's all you. But the only other reason is if you're a fan of free-to-play janky games like me. I like janky games sometimes, just to follow the development, see how it goes. Yeah, I'm never gonna give them a dime unless this game somehow does a 180 and it becomes the next Fortnite, but I don't see that happening. So like I said, they did make changes already. They are pushing more developments. I'm gonna keep playing it every time a new development comes up, but I'm not going to be spending most of my days playing this game. I won't even spend weeks of my time playing this game. You know, I'll have weeks, you know, before I play it again. I'm basically gonna play it every time there's an update. And if you guys are interested, let me know in the comment section below. I can always add update notes, that way you guys are aware, or I could do another stream or another video about this. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, but please let me know why in the comment section below. I love doing first impression videos, so please let me know if there's any other game you want me to try. Let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you guys online, and of course, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace! Yeah, 3 kills! I am your god! This game is so weird, dude. Oh my god.